That's it. That's a wrap. There's your fourth and final preseason game. The New York Knicks beat the Washington Wizards 105 to 89. Yeah, 105 to 89. Season starts up on Wednesday, October 19th versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Can't wait for that matchup. John Morant versus Jalen Brunson. I mean, we'll talk about Jalen Brunson tonight. Balled his ass out. Once again, starters look good coming out the gate, especially Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is a beast on the offensive boards. He's just continuing his success from last season. And, yeah, I'm glad he's on this team. Yeah, first quarter we came out strong. You saw R.J. Barrett had his shot early. Jalen Brunson had his shot early. And Julius Randle didn't really do much, but Mitchell Robinson in that first quarter really set the tone. His presence down low. He's a center. The Knicks, they love everything that Mitchell Robinson has done for them since he got drafted for the team. This year, they're expecting even more. He got paid, got his money, and now he's proving to everybody that he's worth every damn penny of that contract because Mitchell Robinson balled out today. And, yeah, man, I'm just happy that Mitch is on this team. RJ played really well tonight. Jalen Brunson balled out tonight. Yeah, so let's go to some first quarter highlights. So, why isn't this loading? There we go. So, yeah, first quarter was all Mitchell Robinson, pretty much on the offensive boards, defensive boards. He was all over the paint. The Wizards had no answer for Mitchell Robinson. Jalen Brunson in the first quarter was doing anything he wanted as well. R.J. Barrett was hitting his shot. I believe R.J. Barrett is shooting 50% from three during these 4 preseason games, which is absolutely insane to me. Like, it's insanity. He's showing to us that he's worked on his three-point shot during this offseason, or during this summer, should I say. And look, we're seeing it. His stroke looks the same, but he's tweaked on a few things, and you can see that R.J. Barrett is confident. And R.J. Barrett is confident that every shot that he's going to take, he's making them. I mean, obviously you can't sustain a 3-point shooting percentage at 50%. That's unheard of. If he can get his 3-point field goal percentage to about 40 to 40, even 42%, I'm down for that, to be honest. That's a huge improvement for R.J. Barrett. And yeah, if he gets that percentage up a little bit, which it's looking like that he's going to get that percentage up, yeah, R.J. Barrett is going to have a great year this year, and can't ask for more. Yeah, 4th preseason game is a wrap. It's about time. Preseason was starting to become a drag for me, especially, you know, we've seen some good things. We've seen some bad things. I'm going to talk about the bench unit in a second. Starters look good. Starters look like they can hold their own. They look like they have confidence, and they look like they've been playing together for a while. Mitchell Robinson hasn't lost a step. Julius Randle tonight took a step back from his previous three games, but look, we're still liking what we're seeing from Julius Randle. Forced it a little bit tonight, especially in that second quarter. During the first quarter a little bit, you saw a little bit of glimpses of the old Julius Randle comeback, but I'm not going to get too crazy. It's preseason, so yeah. All in all, Julius Randle had an okay game, not a crazy game. I'm not going to rag on Julius Randle tonight. Then we have Quentin Grimes made his return tonight, and it was interesting because at first Cam Reddish came in the game before Grimes, so you had Cam along with the second unit, and I just thought that they were just going to use Grimes, towards the end of the game and not push him. But Grimes did come in the game, and when he came in the game with the starters. So that was interesting to me because he didn't come in the game with the bench unit. Grimes came in the game with the starters. So we all wanted to see the lineup of Brunson, Grimes, Barrett, Randle, Mitch. especially me. I wanted to see that lineup, and we saw it tonight. And it's clear that Tom Thibodeau wanted to see that lineup because Grimes did not come in the game with the second unit, came in with the starters, and look, he was extremely rusty. Quentin Grimes was extremely rusty tonight. But we knew that was coming because Grimes hasn't played since pretty much the summer league where he was dominant. So we know what Grimes can do. We know that he's a good defender. He's a okay shooter. We just want to see some improvement. And a lot of people are going to run with the fact that Grimes came in with the starters. What does that mean for Fournier? Because Fournier, during these preseason games, Evan Fournier hasn't really done much. I mean, he's hitting some 3-point shots, but on the defensive end, he's still a liability, and he looks tired. Look, he just got back from playing overseas. Maybe that's taking a toll on his body. Maybe that's taking a toll on his mental, but it's interesting to see that Tom Thibodeau, when Grimes came back, Tom Thibodeau put him in with the starters. Now, does that mean Fournier is tradable? Does that mean the Knicks are going to trade Fournier? I don't know, to be honest with you, because Thibodeau wanted to see Grimes with the starters. And if Thibs wants to see it, that means the front office wants to see it. And if the front office wants to see it, that means maybe there's a trade in the works for Evan Fournier. Maybe. We don't know. But it's good to see Grimes back. It's good to see him play some games. And obviously this was the last preseason game before the real thing that starts up on Wednesday. It's just interesting to see what's the rotation going to be like on Wednesday, because is Cam Reddish going to be in that rotation? Because tonight Cam Reddish came in before Quentin Grimes. So I don't know. I don't think Cam Reddish is in the rotation. I just think this was the last time for Cam Reddish to show Tom Thibodeau something. And did he show Tom Thibodeau that something? I don't think so. And I think Cam Reddish is going to be riding the bench at least to start the season. He's going to be an injury replacement because right now your rotation is set. You have your 5 starters. You have your bench unit. And unless Cam Reddish takes Quickly's place, because Quickly right now is not playing well. Emmanuel Quickly has not played well during these last 2 preseason games. The first preseason game, Quickly, he did play well. I'll give that to him. The first game, he did play well. But this last game, Emmanuel Quickly, he looks off. He doesn't look comfortable. He's going through one of his Emmanuel Quickly phases like he went through last season. There was times last season when Emmanuel Quickly did not look good at all, did not shoot the ball well. I just don't get why the Knicks have him running point guard along with Derrick Rose. You have Derrick Rose on the floor. Let Derrick Rose run the point guard. Yes, I know you want to see Emmanuel Quickly run the offense sometimes. You don't want to just have Derrick Rose run the offense at times. But right now, Emmanuel Quickly is showing you that that's not his game. That's not what he's not comfortable doing that right now in his career. Am I saying Emmanuel Quickly can't be comfortable doing that? No. I mean, he can always grow into that player. He can always grow into that point guard that people want to see him, run an offense. But during these last 2 preseason games, you see his limitations. He's small. He's a small guard, and when he's not hitting his shot, he loses confidence. And when he's not hitting his floater, it doesn't bode well for Emmanuel Quickly's game. And it just stinks to see because, the first preseason game, Emmanuel Quickly he looked good. He looked refreshed. His shot was falling. His floater was falling. He was running the offense real well. So it's just during these last 2 preseason games, you see the limitations on Emmanuel Quickly, and you see that he's not capable of running an NBA offense right now. I'm not saying he'll never be capable of running an NBA offense, but right now he's just not capable of running an NBA offense. Because look, the bench unit came in the game in the second quarter, and the Wizards outscored them by like 20 points. And the Knicks, they lost their 18 or 20 point lead, and the bench unit was playing poorly. I mean, yes, you had Quickly playing poorly, but the others were playing poorly too. I'm not just going to put it on Quickly, but Quickly was that main guy, and he was the main guy running the point, and unfortunately, it just hasn't looked promising in these preseason games for Emmanuel Quickly. What that means to start off the season, it could mean nothing. It could mean absolutely nothing. Like Emmanuel Quickly could snap out of it game 1 on Wednesday. And what I'm saying right now means absolutely nothing because it could happen. Preseason is preseason. You're learning different things during the preseason. You're trying different things out. So, yeah, all in all, not a great game for Emmanuel Quickly. And, Grimes comes in with the starters. Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson during these first 4 preseason games has played really well. And tonight he scored, let me just get the box score. Yeah, so you had where's Mitchell Robinson? Why can't I find you? That's weird. Yeah, I think he had 20 and 12. I think he had 20 points and 12 rebounds. I don't know where the heck he is on this. He's not even on here. There we go. Mitchell Robinson had 20 points, 12 rebounds, and was just a beast. He was manhandling Taj Gibson pretty much the whole night. And 29 minutes, 1 personal foul for Mitchell Robinson. I mean, from last year, 1 personal foul for Mitchell Robinson. Remember, in his rookie season, Mitchell Robinson was fouling everything. Everything he would go by, he would touch, he would foul. And Mitchell Robinson has grown. He's grown into a great center. One of the, I'm gonna say it. He's growing into one of the best centers in the league. And the Knicks paid him 4 years, $60 million during the summer, and he's just becoming an all-around great player for the Knicks. And he's my player of the game. He had in the first half, Mitchell Robinson had 14 points, 8 rebounds. Once again, a beast on the offensive boards, a beast on the defensive boards. All around great game for Mitchell Robinson. Great preseason for Mitchell Robinson. And just amazing. You can't ask for anything more from Mitch. He's just growing into that player that we thought he was going to be. And it's just promising to see that he's not taking a step back. It's promising to see that one of our young core is not taking a step back. And Mitch has been growing ever since his rookie year. And, yeah, I'm just happy that Mitch is on this team. And I'm just trying to find some highlights, but I can't find it. All right. So, yeah, we talked about Mitch. We talked about that second quarter with the bench unit. Second quarter bench unit, they were slow. They were really slow. They were dragging their feet. Defensive end, they looked tired. Third quarter, though, Knicks came out strong. Knicks really came out strong in the third quarter. That was mainly from Jalen Brunson because Jalen Brunson took over that third quarter, and he was just an all in all great game from Jalen Brunson. 27 points, 4 rebounds. For JB, RJ Barrett, 19 points, 12 rebounds for RJ. And then, of course, you got Mitch, 20 points, 12 rebounds for Mitchell. Yeah. Knicks are finished the preseason 3-1. And Wednesday is the first game of the season when they go up to Memphis and hopefully beat the living daylight out of the Grizzlies. I think they could beat the Grizzlies. Grizzlies have a few injuries that they're dealing with right now, but look, they can beat them. So let me see if we have any quotes from Thibs. RJ Barrett, 4-7 from 3. I mean, his three-point shot has really improved, and it's really promising to see him just knock down those open threes, because last year he was inconsistent. The year before that, he was inconsistent. It was just really promising to see RJ do that. And, I think RJ will be an all-star this year. I think JB will be an all-star. And, let's go back to Grimes coming in with the second unit. Grimes coming in with the first unit. I'm not going to look too much into that because I don't think the Knicks have a trade partner for Evan Fournier. Now, I could be wrong. Look, Russell Westbrook now seems like he's unhappy in LA. The Lakers seem like they're going to trade Westbrook sooner rather than later. Maybe the Knicks can steal one of their first-round picks that they're holding on to. Maybe they can take on Westbrook and maybe buy him out. But Evan Fournier, it doesn't seem like there's a spot on this team for him. Like, he can, when he starts and he's knocking down his threes, great. Great shooting guard, great. He's a good, all in all, he's a good glue guy for the core that we have of Brunson and Barrett and Randall. Because you have Fournier just posting up at the three-point line, hoping he makes a three. That's pretty much what you're asking from Evan Fournier. So with Tom Thibodeau bringing Grimes in with the starters, that tells me that he's not sold on Evan Fournier starting, really. It's just that maybe that Grimes was hurt throughout the training camp. That maybe that kind of had Grimes like 2 steps back from Evan Fournier. Maybe Thibs wants to start Grimes. Maybe Thibs wants to start him. Maybe Thibs wants to bring Evan off the bench. Maybe Evan is involved in a trade right now. We don't know. But Grimes didn't have a great game. Came in the game rusty. But I'm not worried about that. He hasn't played in months. So Grimes is going to be fine. Anyone else I want to touch on? Let's see if we got any. I'm just glad preseason over. We finally get some real NBA games coming up. Starting on Tuesday, I think the Boston Celtics take on the Sixers, and then you got the Lakers and the Warriors on Tuesday night. And then Wednesday, the Knicks open up against the Memphis Grizzlies. So I'm just happy that preseason is over and these games are actually going to start counting. These first 4 preseason games, we've seen a lot from the Knicks. We've seen growth from Julius Randle. We've seen the impact on Jalen Brunson, what he can bring to this team. We've seen RJ Barrett grow. We've seen Mitchell Robinson grow. We've seen Obi Toppin grow. We've seen Obi Toppin pretty much become that player that we've hoped Obi would be. And he got a little banged up tonight. I hope Obi's all right. But, yeah, we've seen growth from pretty much everybody but Quickly and Grimes. It was hurt, so I'm not going to put him into that group. But we've seen growth from the Knicks. And during these preseason games, that's what you want to see. You want to see growth from your team. You don't want to see them taking a step back. So that's what's promising to start the season. We're seeing improvement from last season. We're not seeing the same old Knicks. And most of that has to do with Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, last game, he was off. Last game, he's not going to have it every game. But last game, Jalen Brunson did not have it. Tonight, obviously, he did have it. 27 points, 4 rebounds. Once again, getting to the line at will. Then you had Barrett alongside of him getting a double-double and Mitch getting a double-double. 20 points, 12 rebounds from Mitchell Robinson. He was not doing that last season. He was not doing that at all. Last season, it was a stretch to even get him a double-double. So for Mitchell Robinson to get 20 points, 12 rebounds, and during these first 4 preseason games, he just looked like an absolute beast. Like, on the offensive end, you can't box him out. There's no stopping him. His motor is so high, and he you can tell that he strives to get the offensive rebound. And it's just great to see. Great overall preseason from Mitch. Great overall preseason from R.J. Barrett. And refreshing to see a point guard on the New York Knicks that is competent and knows what the hell they're doing. Jalen Brunson during the preseason averaged over 20 points in the 4 games. And look, Jalen Brunson can pass the ball too. His assist ratios are up, and he's just refreshing to see on this team. And he's just a refreshing. We finally have a point guard in the city of New York, because we've been waiting for a point guard, and it's refreshing to see him get to the line. And Joshua, what up? I see you in the comments. Yeah, I do read the comments. Joshua, yeah. Rose. Look, Rose was last game. Rose was hurt, and obviously he didn't play. Rose are good this game, but obviously we don't need to see Derrick Rose in the preseason. Like, we know what Derrick Rose can bring us. We know that what he's capable of, and I want to see Derrick Rose run the offense more on the second unit rather than Immanuel Quickley, because Immanuel Quickley just doesn't look right running the offense right now. And I don't know if it's mental. I don't know if he's just not capable of doing it. I don't know. But I just want to see Rose take more initiative and run the offense, whether that's a Tom Thibodeau thing, whether that's a coaching thing. I don't know. But, yeah, Derrick Rose has looked good. I mean, he made a crazy layup today. We know what Derrick Rose can do. And Derrick Rose on both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively, he's Derrick Rose. I mean, he's a beast. And the thing about Derrick Rose is he just needs to stay healthy. And that's the main thing for Rose. He just needs to stay healthy, and I'm just hoping that he has a good season and he has a comeback season. Because if Derrick Rose has a comeback season, it's on for the Knicks, and he's the engine for that second unit. He really is. And if he's on any given night, we can win any game. We can honestly win any game with Derrick Rose on. So yeah, that's what I have to say about Derrick Rose. What else did you say, Joshua? Appreciate you in the chat. Knicks 5th seed locked. I don't know about that. Who do you have? Who do you say the Knicks jump? You say that the 5th seed is locked. I don't think they jump in that top 6, because let's go through it. You have Boston, Philly, Brooklyn. You have, who am I missing? Milwaukee, Cleveland. You say jumps in the top 5. Toronto. You think the Knicks are better than Toronto? Do you think the Knicks are better than Chicago this year? I think that Chicago Bulls take a step back this year. I said that previously, and I think the Bulls take a step back. I think the Hornets definitely take a step back. I don't see the Hornets making the play-in at that, because now you have Lonzo Ball hurt, and they lost Miles Bridges, and I see them being a lottery team. Just put it that way. Tyler, what's up, man? Tyler in the chat. What's going on, Tyler? What's your regular season prediction, record, and seed? I'm gonna get in trouble. I think the Knicks are definitely a playoff team. Put it that way. I do not think they can jump in the top 6, but I think they can be number 7 or number 8. If they were to jump in the top 6, I think they would either have to jump in front of Chicago or Toronto. Now, do I see one of those teams taking a step back? Maybe Chicago, because they're dealing with the injury to Lonzo Ball. Granted, Lonzo Ball was hurt last season for the Bulls, and the Bulls still played really well without Lonzo Ball. So I think the Knicks can jump Chicago, and I think the Knicks can jump Toronto. But then Toronto has their young core, and if their young core gets better and improves, then they're a good team too. So I think right now the Toronto Raptors and the New York Knicks are kind of neck and neck, and it's going to be real interesting to see during the start of the season. Obviously, the Knicks have the Grizzlies. I think they have the Magic. Then they have I think the Pistons and the Magic. So the Knicks have to start the season well, and if they could stay one down in Memphis, I think that's huge. But regular season prediction is the Knicks are definitely a play-in team. I don't see them not being a play-in team, especially with the additions of Brunson and Isaiah Hartenstein. I don't see the Knicks not being a playoff team. So I would say they finish 6. That's my prediction. The New York Knicks finish 6 in the Eastern Conference, jumping the Bulls and jumping the Raptors. There, I said it. Appreciate you, Tyler, man. Always. There you go. Joshua, our bench is what really separates us. Yeah, man. If our bench is on and if our bench is clicking, everything has to click. Tonight, our bench did not click at all. So you're going to have nights like that, obviously, but Quickly has to be on. Rose has to be on. Grimes has to be on. If one of them is off, they just don't. The chemistry right now with our bench is not. You can see that they don't have chemistry, and it's going to take a while. And that's the unit that's going to take some time. But overall, I think we're a deep team, and they can overcome that because with the additions of iHeart, Stretch 5, I don't know how many threes he's going to take this season, but I do think he's going to help. Then you have Grimes. If Grimes takes that step up, if Quickly gets his act together, then Rose. If Rose stays healthy and gives you 10 to 15 points off the bench, that's big, man. Our bench is key. Tyler again, let me give you my prediction. All right, let me bring up the next schedule real quick. All right. All right, so the Knicks open against Memphis. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to give them an L. I'm going to give them a loss. Then they have the home opener against Detroit. I'm going to give them a win. Magic, win. Hornets, win. That's 3-1. Bucks, L, 3-2. So I see them going 3-2 in the first 5. Maybe 4-1. If they can steal the Memphis game, definitely 4-1. Look, we've gone into Milwaukee and beat the Bucks, so I'm not saying we can do it again, but right now, if I was to give you a prediction, that's my prediction: 3-2, 4-1. Joshua saying W. I think we could beat the Grizzlies. I do, but I'm playing it safe. I'm saying 4-1. Worst case 3-2. Because if we lose against the Pistons, Magic, or Hornets, especially with the Hornets not having Lonzo Ball healthy, and they don't have anybody, like literally they have nobody on their team. I see them going 4-1, and then they go to Cleveland, and you don't know how Cleveland is meshing. So then Cleveland, Atlanta, 76ers. So in my opinion, they need to go 4-1, because then you would have Milwaukee, Cleveland, Atlanta, and then the 76ers, and then Boston. That stretch of 5 games is really, even the Timberwolves and the Nets, that's a killer stretch to end the month of October and to start November. So the Knicks need to start right. They need to start right. They need to win. They need to beat the teams that they're supposed to beat. Look, that was a huge problem last year, right? They didn't beat the teams they were supposed to beat, right? And that got them in trouble. Look, I agree. Good teams beat teams they're supposed to beat, and that's what the Knicks are supposed to do. Beat the teams they're supposed to beat, because you can't lose to the Pistons, the Magic. You can't start 0-3. You can't start 1-2. I don't think you can afford to start 1-2. I really don't. Because if you start 1-2, then you're really looking at starting the season like 2-7. Like, we don't want to do that. So winning against the Grizzlies is big. And Memphis is hurt right now. Memphis has a few injuries that they're dealing with. Obviously, they still have John Morant. So, look, John Morant runs that team. But I think the Knicks can go into Memphis and shock them. I really do. And I wouldn't be surprised if they beat the Memphis Grizzlies. I really wouldn't. Jocelyn Morales, appreciate you in the chat, man. 49-33, that's your position. That's your prediction. 49 wins. 49 wins, bro. I don't know. That seems like a lot. I see the Knicks winning like. I see them being like a game over 500. Everything has to click. I'm telling you, everything has to click. 49-33, I think, is a stretch a little bit, but look, that's optimistic. I appreciate your enthusiasm for the New York Knicks. 49-33. I don't see that, man. I don't see that, my man. I wish. That's getting back to the 2012, 2013 days when they won over 50 games, right? If the Knicks go 49-33, they're definitely a top 6 team. And something went totally right. And yeah. 49-33. I don't know. Tyler, see, that's a more realistic win total for the Knicks. 43-39. I see that as well. If the Knicks do what they're supposed to do, if they beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and all we're asking is to shock us a few times out of the year, right? Go into Milwaukee and beat the Bucks. Go into Cleveland and beat the Cavs. Go into Brooklyn and finally beat the Nets. I think the Nets have beat the Knicks like 8 or 9 times in a row. Like, they need to win these games that they're not supposed to win. Like, you also, if you want to be a top 6 team in the East, you have to win games that you're not supposed to win, and you have to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. So, yeah, if the Knicks want to be a top 6 team in the East, that's what you have to do. So, do I see them doing that? I could see them doing that. I could see them shocking them. I could see them shocking us and shocking the NBA community. I can, but will they? I don't know. I really don't know. I hope, because look, we want this team to succeed. We want the Knicks to play well. And yeah, so I guess my prediction will be more around your prediction, Tyler, 43-39. But what I've seen during this preseason game, like before the preseason, I thought the Knicks were a 500 team, maybe a game or two under 500. But after these preseason games, after seeing what Jalen Brunson can do, and after seeing what Mitchell Robinson is doing, and after seeing the improvements of R.J. Barrett, and like the improvements of Julius Randle, like if Julius Randle can be this player that we've seen 2 years ago, it's going to be huge for the Knicks, and it's going to be huge for us going forward. All of those things have to click in order for us to be a top 6 team in the East. Yeah, so that's my prediction, at least. Yeah. So what else did I want to touch on tonight? Preseason is over. IQ. You want to talk about IQ more? I mean, IQ seems to be a topic on Twitter a lot. A lot of the Knicks community don't like IQ running the Knicks point, and they don't like him running the point guard position, and they'd rather see Rose run the point. But tonight IQ ran the point a lot, and I don't know if that was by design. Maybe Thibs is going to talk about it after the game, but he's just not comfortable out there. And if Emmanuel Quickley's not hitting his shot, it's not going to bode well for him, and it stinks because I thought Emmanuel Quickley was going to have a big year this year. And look, maybe we're overreacting. Like, this is just preseason. This is just, maybe it's an overreaction. Emmanuel Quickley last year had a ton of games during a stretch where he played really well, and he had a ton of games where he played really poorly. And right now we're seeing the games where he played poorly. He's just not comfortable, not shooting the ball well, not making good reads, not making good decisions. He's always playing above the key. I would like to see him get in the basket more. If he's playing against a physical point guard, you can tell it bothers him. And look, we're not going to be asking much of Emmanuel Quickley now that we have Brunson. Last year, obviously, we had Burks running the point guard. We know how that went. But yeah, I mean, my expectations for Emmanuel Quickley this year is just, I've lowered them a bit now that I've seen him during these preseason games, because I really thought that he was going to take that next step, and he can prove me wrong, and he can prove everyone else wrong by coming out on next Wednesday, and just balling out and he can give you 20 points off the bench. And if Emmanuel Quickley's giving you 20 points off the bench on any given night, the Knicks are going to win that particular game. But he doesn't do that. And right now he's just like a 10 to 15 point per game scorer. And when he's not getting his 10 points, he's not playing well. And when he's not playing well, he's not running the offense well, and so on and so forth. So look, Emmanuel Quickley still has room to grow. I'm not going to get too crazy over that. But yeah, let's see if Tom Thibodeau spoke last preseason game before the real thing that starts on Wednesday versus the Memphis Grizzlies. And let's get some Jalen Brunson highlights in here.
Scores.
So yeah, Jalen Brunson finished the game with 27 points, took over the game. All in all, this preseason, these first 4 games, we've seen what Jalen Brunson can bring to the Knicks, and we've seen what he's capable of. He can run an offense. He can shoot the three. He's crafty. He's not fast. He's not tall. He just has his own way of getting to the paint and has his own way of getting to the line. And he's a bigger point guard, so he's not going to get manhandled by anyone. On the defensive end, you can see sometimes he loses his man in coverage. Sometimes he's lackadaisical, but he makes up for that offensively. And if Jalen Brunson can do what he did tonight on a day in, day night basis, look, he could be an all-star. Jalen Brunson could be an all-star. If he can average 25 points, 8 assists, that's asking a lot, but he's capable of doing that. And we've seen during these first four preseason games that he's ready. He's ready for the spotlight. He's ready for New York City. He has the New York City grit. He's built for the city. Like, he's the point guard that New York City needed, and it's just honestly a blessing to see him on this team. And we've been waiting for this for a while. 27 points. Beast. Jalen Brunson is a beast. Point blank. So we talked about him. We talked about Mitch. Another strong game for Mitch. Strong preseason game for Mitch. He's going to carry that over to the season. Obviously, last season, he was a beast on the offensive boards, and he's just showing what he's capable of and what he can do. So yeah, man. Not really much to say more. Knicks win their 4th preseason game, finish the preseason 3-1. They lost their last preseason game. It was unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, yeah, we have our next game Wednesday. It really counts on Wednesday. Can't wait for that one. Appreciate all y'all that tuned in tonight. I'll be doing this pretty much every Knicks game, post game, some pre games. If you're not following me on Twitter, follow the official account at Knicks Nation. And yeah, let's go Knicks and let's beat these damn Grizzlies. So yeah, appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation, and have a good night and have a good weekend. So peace.